Saul Friedman was my mentor. He was a very, very smart man.
He was a real Holocaust scholar. He spent a lot of time in Europe. He spent a lot of time researching Holocaust, and he was always willing to talk about Holocaust. His ability to remember and influence people relating to what happened during the Second World War. And that's the thing that impressed me the most.
He was a great teacher. He was very dynamic in class.
We worked very well together, and we went to Europe to make these films. He helped me on the workshops. We had the same interest. We wanted this to succeed.
I would describe Herb as a witty, hilarious educator. He's passionate and dedicated.
He was extremely brilliant, and he was a joker, and he had a lot of fun in him.
He used to call me boss lady when he directed the high school program and I was the lay chairman, and so I would then call him boss man.
He developed this interest in films. This is what always surprised me about her. He knew so much about so many things, but he had this innate feeling for creativity.
He certainly went above and beyond to try to tell the story in different meaningful ways.
Here I am, making that trip again. Differently this time.
The highlight, having Elie Wiesel here, was really fantastic, not just for the Jewish Studies program, but really for the entire campus.
If you bring a man like Elie Wiesel, you get a full house. I like people who had an impact because that brought attention to Kent.
We had other speakers, just such as Adolfo Reutemann, who is the curator of the Dead Sea Scrolls. We had Professor Galia Tzabar, who is the chair of African Studies at Tel Aviv University, and she spoke on another aspect of what's happening in Israel today. I felt that it was very important for a Jewish Studies program to offer a trip to Israel and Poland.
Learning something in the classroom is so different from learning something when you're really immersed in the experience.
We can help the students become globally conscious.
I think the Jewish Studies program at Kent State is really a feather in the cap of Kent State University, bringing educational programming to the entire community.
And it sensitizes non-Jewish kids to what happened during the Second World War.
Kent State is going beyond its walls, educating people beyond its classroom.
I recognize the sad power that the Holocaust has. However, that is not the entire story of the Jewish people. We have lived in 50 countries for over 2,000 years, and in every one of those cultures we have dressed in the native costumes, we have built in the native architecture. We study the past in order to understand the present and to build for a future. There are many competing narratives. I would like to be able to know that Jewish studies can add to their understanding of this complex world.
Well, if I got to dream, the Jewish Studies program in the future would be a department. It would be giving majors, not just minors. It would be a robust offering of not just Hebrew language, but Yiddish language and culture.
The Jewish Studies program at Kent State was really an integral part of my and so many other students' college experiences, and I'm very grateful to have been a part of it. I think the university is so privileged to have such an incredible program.
And the university is a jewel in this area, and I look at Jewish Studies as the crown jewel in the crown.